I started playing Xbox over 20 years ago, and this is by far my favorite controller that I've ever played with on any of the Xbox consoles. Let me show you a few reasons why. So before we get into the device, let's take a look at this case because it is rock solid and it comes with this controller to keep it safe. One design flaw though is when you give it a squeeze, I can definitely hear the thumbsticks getting clicked down in there, so that's kind of frustrating, but let's open it up because I think other than that, it keeps it pretty darn safe. Comes with the controller itself. 2 extra sticks right here that you can switch out really easy. I'll show you in a minute that. There's 2 more sticks, one tall, one short. Here's a key for switching the tension. Here's an extra D-pad. Now here is a really important piece. This is the charging dock right here. You can actually leave it right here and charge the controller inside of it using this piece right here. Or you can simply just take it out of the case, set it off to the side, connect the cable, and set the controller on it like that. This is an upgrade from its predecessor because it has this totally wraparound grip that comes all the way around the back. That means no matter what your playing style is like and how you hold the controller, you're gonna have grip no matter where you hang on to it at. This is an awesome addition to this controller. Next is that they have totally internalized the battery, so you're not gonna have to remove it yourself anymore, and it stays charged for up to 40 hours. So you got tons of gameplay on this. You can actually customize for 3 profiles now instead of 2 like its predecessor. And also it just feels like a real solid piece of equipment, especially when you compare it to like the standard Xbox controller. I still love this controller and I still play with it all the time, but in comparison, like this really feels like a plastic prototype compared to the Elite Series 2 controller. So let's talk about this interchangeable hardware. Let's start off with these thumbsticks right here. I love how sticky they are. The ridges on them are really nice, especially when your thumbs are getting real sweaty. Now, if you take them off, you can actually see that it looks like there's a screw in here, but you get a key with it and you can adjust the tension of it. So you can make these as loose as like the original Xbox 360 controllers, or you can tighten them up all the way to the tension of like the Xbox One controller. I like them really tight. Moreover, you can change the sticks. They got a tall stick, they got a small stick, depending on how you want to control it. And they also have these older sticks right here too that represent basically something you would have felt like on the Xbox 360. So it gives a really nice retro feel to the controller. Now when it comes to the D-pad, you can switch that right out for kind of the more standard D-pad, or you can go with this one that's kind of like a multi-plated little drum. I really like it. And in the back, you've got these little paddles right here that come in and out like that. It's really easy to place them in, 2 on the left side, 2 on the right side, and you can customize those to basically any button you want. You can even make one a shift key to make every other button on your controller change when you're holding it down. Now, when you're customizing the sticks inside of the Xbox Accessories app, you can change the response types and the curves, as well as the calculation factors. So there's a lot of different ways to customize this stick to make it work differently for you. For the triggers, you can literally just change the amount of responsiveness. You can make it so it's on a hair trigger and they'll respond really quickly, or you can make it so they have a delayed response if that's something you want. You can also customize the vibration, where you want the vibration, and how much you want. And what I really like is that you can customize the brightness on the front of this thing. I like the as dark as it can go. It doesn't turn right off, but it makes it so it's not shining in my eyes when I'm playing in the dark. So in conclusion, this controller is great if you really want to step up your gameplay. I'm serious about it really impacting your competitive games. In fact, I finally got accused of having an aimbot while using this on Xbox. So I've gotten so good by using this and being able to keep my thumb on that right stick that people think I'm cheating. I love that kind of compliment. Now, if there are any cons to it, number one is that it's really heavy compared to the standard controller. So maybe using it all day long, you might notice a difference there. And number two, there might be a downside to using 4 paddles back here. And that's because it really changes how you grip a controller. You kind of got to squeeze like this to hang on to it without like actually like hitting the buttons while you're hanging on to it. So it's changing how you're using it. And so it's been a little tough on the hands using all 4 sticks or all 4 paddles. And so what I've done is I've just reduced it to 2 paddles back here, and I've made it so just my left hand can have a standard grip on the controller itself, and that's really freed up like any problems I've had using the controller like that.